It's DWalk. You already know. I'm from Maple Ridge, BC. When I first started music, I had like some dumb names, like fucking. I think one was like Lil Backwood, dude. Like that was like. And then I was like, yo, that shit is just like not okay. And I was on the bus one day, and they have like, you know those like yellow signs, like the caution signs on the bus that say "Watch your step." It became "Watch your step," and that was even worse. And then I had like a good, like a close group of girl like friends at the time, and like they'd always make jokes, like, cause like my first name is like the first letter of my first name and the half of my last name, like DWalk, and they always used to make jokes like DWalk on the block and shit, just some funny shit, right? Before like I took music serious, and then I was like, yo, that could actually work. So I just made a DWalk, and that was literally it. It just stuck. I just never changed it again. I didn't live a crazy, like, I wasn't very wealthy. Like, it came, like, you know, just normal struggle shit. Like, I grew up in, like trap houses and shit like that. Like, you know, just, like, shit that wasn't, like, appropriate for my age. But, like, I started listening to music at, like, a very, like, young age. Like, Eminem and shit. Like, I listened to Eminem and 50 Cent. Dude, I listened to every single one of 50 Cent's album, like, everything. I was obsessed with the guy. But that was, like, pretty much it, yo. Like, I never was into, like, Tupac or Biggie, even though they're fire. Like, I was never into them like that. Like, it was literally just 50 Cent and Eminem and, like, that whole scene there. But that was pretty much it. It was literally just, like, but, like, yeah, that was literally it. Just those two artists pretty much growing up as, like, a child. Like, I wasn't really inspired by, like, a famous artist. It was, I've said this in like so many interviews. Like my boy Rohit, who lives in my city, he was like the first like person that like popped off in music out here. Like he had like this one song he dropped called like Rock Kicker, I think it was. Got like 15K like in like a week. Like it was fire, dude. Like it was so hard. And I was just like, bro, like he made this? Like what? Like how was I? And like, and also Mardo, Young Mardo, shout out my guy Young Mardo. He's also like, he was making like music as a joke, I think, like for a long time, like long time. But like it was really Rohit that kind of like kicked it, like, you know. And he also helped me do my first song. My first song was with him, so that was pretty much it. Dude, it was literally just like a local artist. Like all it took was me singing like what he did, and I was like, yo, I want to do that. So that's how it came about. Honestly, I think what it like inspired me most about the Vancouver scene is how much I don't want to be like anyone from the Vancouver scene. They're so like, no one out there shows love, bro. Like not like any of them. And I've been like going hard, like hard as fuck, and I've done nothing but show love to everyone. And like that's what pretty much just like, it doesn't, like, I want to change the scene in Vancouver. Like I want to put more people on and like make it like, so it's not so much more competition and more like, you know, like everyone just fucks with everyone, like not so much just like there's this guy, there's this guy, there's this guy, and they all hate each other and they don't fuck with any other artists except for themselves, like type shit. That's how it is, bro. Like Vancouver scene is fucked. Like it's so like, I literally despise it. I don't despise the artists. Like there's some artists out there that are fire, dude. Like the Vancouver artists right now, like the pop ones, Boslin's so hard. Ili Miniachi, that guy is on a different level. That guy's so hard. I've met up with Enko a few times. Enko's also gas. Like that guy has a good work ethic, but it's just like the scene out there is just so like, it's like how the music industry is. Like it's so just like heartless, like just so broken out there. And like when you come out here and it's like our groups, like we fuck with a lot of artists. Like, you know, like we show love to a bunch of artists if they like still on their shit. It doesn't even matter if they're good. Like if they're still like consistently making music and like consistently like working hard, like I fuck with that, because that's exactly what I did to get where I'm at. I used to be that person, and like that's what I was saying about the Vancouver scene is I want to change it, is because when I was that person, when no one gave a fuck and everyone would just talk, and that shit, like that shit has still happened. Like now, well, obviously I haven't done a show in a minute. Like my last show was that show because of COVID, but like I've been to shows before that sold out show where no one gave a fuck about me, and like of course I was kind of mad, but I brushed it off. But like that used to be me, right? Like standing there, like a bunch of people, like there could be a full crowd and no one would just give a fuck. Everyone's like laughing, talking, like not paying attention, and no one ever stood up for me. Like no one. Like maybe the guy who invited me or the guy who hosted it, but like literally besides that, no one. So like I can't watch, like I feel pain watching people like go up there and be so hyped about their first show and no one cares. Like that's not cool. You didn't come to like, you didn't pay $15-20 to come to a show just to watch this shit like it's a movie, like it's a comedy act. Like you came to support everyone. You didn't just buy the ticket. You may have bought the ticket to see this one specific artist, but you don't just go there and like be a dick and like not show love to every other artist just because you want to see that one artist, you know? The reason for that, hold on, where is this shit? Right here. This book right here is the reason why. This is my 2016 yearbook, fam. Before I moved here, I was still going to school out in Langley because that's where I lived at. In grade 8, I was like really bullied and like no one liked me, and I was like I was fat, dude. Like wait till you see this picture, dude. I was actually like fat, and like just no one cared about me. Like I was just a joke. Like it was like I didn't exist. And like there's a bunch of like legal bullshit that went on with a girl. Like I had to go to court and fight all this shit. Like just a bunch of fuck shit, you know? And like depression, you know, past suicide, like all that, like, you know, like little young shit, you know, like shit like that. But like, dude, look at it. Hold on, let me cast up this camera. That is me. Hold on, let it focus. So that's like a big part of my confidence, is that like it's like no one ever cared. And then when I started like getting popping, it's like it was so new to me at first, because it's just like, wow, like people actually like know I exist. Like people actually start to care. And this was before I even hit like the level that I'm at now. Like I'm not even crazy high, but this is before like all this shit. And now it's like so crazy that like I literally, like yesterday I went to 7-Eleven in my city down the road to go buy some water because we were about to go tubing, and I'm walking through the front door, and instantly, like right as I'm opening the door, these kids are like, yo, are you DWalk? I'm like, yo, what's up? Like it's just a crazy feeling being like, it was once like I was a kid that no one liked and no one cared about, and now it's like I have a voice. Like I'm someone who people look up to and like people care about and like are crazy, like hyped to see me. Like that's just fucked. That's why my confidence is always like, it's been so high, like type shit. See, man, like I'm so indecisive with that. I like with these past few songs, like usually I walk into the studio, right? And I'm like, I haven't, since like bands up like that era of DWalk, like since back then when my music wasn't like too good, like the quality was off, like all this, like I used to like listen to beats, like find beats. I'd like plan a day to go to the studio, and I'd like find beats on YouTube and I'd write to them, like write so hard, like spend so long writing and like making all this shit to make sure it's perfect, so that way when I go in there I don't waste time. And like the songs that I did with that weren't never really that good until Dior Baby. I walked in the studio and I was going through Woodpecker beats, because like that was like, that guy was hard, right? Like I just fucked with Woodpecker. That's a pretty mainstream YouTube producer for like a bunch of upcoming artists. Like everyone uses Woodpecker. But I walked in the studio and I was playing through his beats, and I found the Dior Baby beat, and I was like, yo, because I've been so stressed out because I announced that I was dropping a tape named Dior Baby, but I had no clue, no songs done, no track list, no names, nothing. I just knew one song was going to be called Dior Baby, and that's all I knew. I didn't have anything written, nothing done. So that was like a big relief. I just walked in there and I freestyled like, Dior Baby, yes bitch, and it came to me. And ever since then, like my creative process now is I walk into the studio and I'm like going through beats now. It's usually Cam Attack, the guy who produced like License Plate. He produced Ball Out. He produced my next hit that's about to come out after Ball Out. And so pretty much I go through his beats, and I'm with my engineer, Jake Frew, shout out Frew, Right Past Studios. And I listen to the beat and I literally listen to all of them and I freestyle hooks. Like I try to get the one punchline of the hook, like literally just like for Ball, it's like I want to ball, and like that was the first part. And then I'm like, if that sounds hard to me, like that first line freestyle, like first time hearing the beat and that first punchline sounds hard, then I'll keep that and I'll freestyle off of that and keep going on. So pretty much it's just literally like the first punchline of the hook, and that's how I start songs. Like literally that's it. If I can't come up with like a good punchline for a hook or like a good start of a hook, I don't make the song. Like when I heard Dior Baby done, like when I heard the song completely done, I was like, bro, like this song is like actually gonna change my life. And I was right. Like I got so much build up and so much hype after that. like I probably would have never met On the Rise if it wasn't for the song, right? Like so much, like just so much shit. Like Dior Baby actually changed my life, even if it didn't get me signed or whatever. Like it actually changed me as a person, like just changed my career. So like when I heard this song, I knew that this was coming. Like I knew that this song was about to like be the next evolution of like me as an artist. So, but like I was just like, man, like this song has to have something like else. Like it has such a long like build up with no vocals. It has to have something. And I was thinking, and I was like, yo, the party. And I was like looking for the news clip, couldn't find it. I was looking all over. I finally found it, and I put that in, and we put that in, and like kind of played with it, like made it all fucked up and shit, like a little bit, different parts, and we went with it. And then I took that DWalk part. It was in the news clip. It was like a video clip of me dancing on a couch at the party with, and I only said it once. It was like DWalk, and we took that, and I put it in there after the news clip. And then we doubled it, so it was like DWalk, and then the beat hit. Honestly, I think it was Antisocial, like not the whole tape, but just the first intro, like the song name Antisocial, because like I put so much thought into that, and like it may not be the best, but like I did all that myself. Like I found the beat on YouTube, but like I got like girls that I know from around my city to send me voice memos of like, I hate you, DWalk, like all this shit. Like it was all in my brain to put these things in, and like all the vocals I mixed myself. Even though I'm not a perfect engineer, like I did it all myself still, because it was during quarantine. Didn't have anyone else to do it for me. I didn't want to like send it to someone and wait for vocals back. Like I wanted to do it all myself, and that's why it's my favorite, because like it still hit hard. Like it's like I still listen to that shit to this day. Like when I'm like any mood, like it fits any mood. When you're sad, I listen to that shit. When I'm hype, I listen to that shit. When I'm like just vibing, I listen to it, because it just hits all your emotions, you know. And yeah, so like yeah, that was just like perfect for me, because it was the first thing I actually did all by myself. Unreleased, Me and Make Me Famous have a Bands Up Part 2 that's unreleased, not finished yet. I still need to put a verse on it, but it's called Turn It Up, and it's pretty much Bands Up Part 2, but it's so different, and it hits so hard. Like that's probably gonna drop within the next few months. And also Ball Out, but that drops in 2 days, so that doesn't count. But the next one I just recorded, Rookie of the Year, that's gotta be my favorite, dude. The way that hook hits is just so hard. I haven't really fully figured that out yet. I kind of want to keep writing singles until I get to the point where every single I drop is like doing numbers. Like not just like Dior Baby is at 40K now, and then I haven't gotten that many plays since then, you know? So I want to make it to when like Dior Baby hits 40K, let's say Bala hits 30, 20, like somewhere in that range. Like it just gets plays, you know? It gets like, it does nicely, like. And I want to keep dropping singles until I get to that level of like all my singles are hitting nicely. Like, okay, I know I can sell. Like, I know I can sell these singles. I know these singles would do well. And then I'm going to take it to an EP. I kind of wanted to drop like kind of like a more vibey, sad type of mixtape in December. Like in December area, you know, like just sad boy vibes, you know, because like throughout summer, like summer's been good, but you know, I'm still human. Like I've had a lot of fucking bad shit and negative shit in my mind that I put into like a bunch of songs. So like I want to try and kind of drop a mixtape like along that kind of like sad vibey shit around December. But if my singles aren't hitting like doing numbers by then it won't happen, because I gotta stay true to this plan of like making sure my singles do good first. Because if you can't sell a single, like if you can't get numbers on a single, you're not going to get numbers on a tape. It's simple, because it's literally just 5 singles together. And if you can't do good on one single, how the fuck are you going to do good on 5 together? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Like I know when I make an album, it's not just going to be like I'm spending days or weeks on it. This is going to be like half a year process that I'm going to spend on the album, making sure it's fucking like beautiful, like making sure it's perfect, dude. And like, why would I go through all that work and like pressure and stress and making this like beautiful ass fucking ball of joy just for it to get thrown in the garbage when I drop it, you know? So album is definitely a hold off for damn sure. The mixtape is a possibility pretty soon here. Within the next couple months, it's a possibility. We just gotta see how these next singles do. This is my family, dude. Like, they brought me in like a fucking bird under their wing, and like, bro, we've just been making moves ever since. Like, when I first got there, we were in a small studio room, and I wasn't even part of the team yet. I just went for a sample session. We were in a small little room that was a shared room with a guitar, like another guitar person, and like a week after, dude, we had our whole like huge ass studio space all to ourselves just for us. And then I got put on the team, and ever since then it's been moves, dude. Like, we got an office, like we're making moves, dude. Like, we just got a 2016 E300 class Benz off the lot, 2016. Like, just moves 24/7, and like they just honestly treated me like family. And it's like a job. Like, I work there, right? But it's not like I wake up, like, I'm excited to wake up at 10 a.m. tomorrow and go to my fucking job. Like, I'm excited to go see like my family at work. Like, I'm excited for what's planned tomorrow. Like, even though I don't know what's planned tomorrow, I'm excited for it, you know? Like, they're just straight like on some motivational shit 24/7. Like, there's never been a bad day at work because we're always just all so motivated, like steady working every day. Like, there's not one chill day. We've not had one chill day since I've been there for at least maybe a month now. Not a single chill day we've had. Not one day to ourselves. It's been fucking moves, Monday through fucking Sunday, every week. We have Jake Frew. He's the Bengineer, master bender, Jake Frew. Crazy on the mix. He's also a really good producer. He's produced for Mercules, and a few of these other artists. Really good producer, really good engineer, all that, fucking masters perfectly. Casey Keegan, which is our boss, and he is like the founder of Right Path, and he also knows how to mix and master. I'm not too sure if he makes beats. I'm actually not too sure about that. I haven't really, but I know he's great at engineering also. But Frew's like our main engineer, you know? So Keegan's also an artist, engineer, and founder, our boss. We got Rel, which is just like Rel brought me into this shit. Like, Rel's the one who put me in right, like got me with Keegan and shit. Rel's a great artist. Me and him are both learning how to engineer like properly, so that way, you know, like we can run sessions too. Like, we can engineer other artists and shit, help them out. So shout out Rel. We got Ryan Young, who was a great artist, like crazy artist. I'm not too close with him, but he's great at music. He's also part of Right Path. And then there's me, DWalk, who's just an artist. I would like to get signed because it's like, I really like it would be nice to just, for me, myself, to do what my job is and focus on music, like to record. Like, I go and record, and like thinking about how great it would be to get a good deal. Not like all these industries, bro, they're criminals. They don't care about you, bro. You're just you're a money maker for them. You're a fucking ATM. So when I find a label, or a label finds me that actually is like good, heartfelt label that actually cares about me and wants me to succeed, and them also make money at the same time, because, you know, it's obvious, money comes and goes. Like, money keeps the world going. Me going to the studio, record a song, and after it's fully mixed and mastered, my label gets it, and that's it. I'm done from there. They take care of everything else. They distribute it, they put money into promotion, marketing, all this shit, and like, they bring me people that will, like, features that will fucking boost me up, you know? Like, they pay for like big artist features, like all shit like that, dude. Like, it would be fucking amazing. But independent, like, it's also more work, but I guess it's less stress, you know? Like, it's like you're making your money. The money comes from your distro or whatever distribution thing you use to your pocket or your bank account. But you just got to do all the side things, like making sure your song's perfect to the T, make sure there's cover art, like all this stuff. You have to do it all yourself. You have to market it yourself, promotion yourself, all this shit you have to do by yourself. But I think my biggest dream is to really, like, first of all, like, I want to put my family in a house. That's most like that's number one for everyone. Like, I want to do right by all the people who did me right. Like, I want to put all my homies, and like, I want to get us all a house, like a nice house. I want them to be living comfortably so they don't have to struggle like I did, you know? Like, I want them to, like, because all my friends are young. They made me famous as young. all my like my little jits, they're all young. Like they're young as fuck. So I want to make sure that they don't have to struggle. That's why I'm trying to do this shit fast. Like I don't want them to have to struggle like I did. So that's probably number 2. First, put my family right, get my day ones right. And then like in like talking about big dreams that doesn't include money, I really want to like just give people a voice who never really had a voice. Like people who don't, like me in grade 8, like I didn't have the voice I have now, like not even close. I had nothing. And I don't want any person in the world to ever feel like how I felt, you know? Like I want to be like a voice, like a role model, like a proper role model, where like people, like I want to be the guy, the artist that people look up to and be like, man, I want to start making music because DWalk did. And then because they started because of me and they blow up, that shit would make me so happy. Like that's the type of person I want to be. I really want to be like a huge role model and just like give people a voice. I want to be a voice, you know? I'm about to pop out. Shout out my guy for the interview. About to be the first one up there. You better go fuck with him. Big content coming. Shout out all my love, all my fans and supporters, my family. Shout out Right Path. Shout out Liquid Gang, all my day ones. You know, it is what it is. Write your own path, you dig?